The Windsor violin is the ideal choice for students and if maintained correctly will offer the player many years of use up to grade 5. This video will show you how to set the violin up, including setting the bridge correctly, tuning the strings and preparing the bow. The components of your pack are made up of the violin bow, the protective case, the bridge and some rosin. Lay your violin on a flat, stable surface and lift the strings up from their protective position over the fretboard. Take the bridge and place it under the strings in between the F holes, with the highest side of the bridge under the thickest string. Have the bridge leaning slightly towards the base of the violin, as tightening the strings will then pull the bridge into the correct position. Next, we need to tune the strings. The most accurate and effective and easiest way to do so is to use an electronic tuner like the one shown here. There are many types of tuner, but most should have a specific violin mode symbolised by the letter V, here on the screen. Plucking the thickest string will confirm on the tuner display that the string is too low. To higher the pitch of the string, turn the tuning peg, pushing in as you turn. Keep plucking the string and checking back to the tuner, adjusting as necessary until the correct pitch is more or less reached. Repeat this procedure with the remaining 3 strings. Tune the second string to D, the third to A, and finally the fourth to E. To achieve the exact tuning for each string, the violin has 4 fine tuning adjusters on the tailpiece. Turning these clockwise will tighten the string in small amounts. Continue doing this whilst plucking the string until the correct pitch and note has been reached. Repeat these steps for the second, the third and the fourth string. Now we need to prepare the bow. The bow comes packaged with the hair loose and needs tightening. We do this by turning the screw at the end of the bow clockwise. As you are turning, you should see the hair visibly tighten until there is no slack. Be careful not to over-tighten the bow. An over-tightened bow will both play poorly and increase the likelihood of either the hair or the bow itself snapping. This is what an over-tightened bow looks like and what to avoid. When tightened correctly, the bow should look like this. For the bow to make a sound on the violin strings, we need to apply rosin to the hair, which will create friction on the strings. A useful tip is to sand down the surface of new rosin to get a rough, dust-like surface. This will make it easier to apply to the bow. Apply the rosin to the bow as shown. On the first time use, it will take a good 10 minutes to assure a full and even coating. Each time you play, apply more rosin as necessary, which, as well as allowing you to produce a good tone, will also help to keep the bow in good working condition. If you flick the bow hair gently, you should see a small cloud of the rosin dust emit from the bow. This is a good indication that there is enough rosin on the bow. It is very common for the hairs on the bow to become loose or snap. Simply remove these by pulling them until they break off at the roots. Only when the hairs become too sparse will the bow need replacing. Your Windsor violin is now fully set up and ready to play.